Okay, I just took something out here, this off the front. I'm going to have to remove this from the front here. This is to take the carburetor out. And I just removed this, and it goes through this little tiny kind of gasket thing. I don't want to push it too much because there's a flat part on the other side, then you could push it right out. But then this is like I guess the throttle kind of thing. So next is to remove these bolts on this side. I'm going to just remove this part here, this I don't know, it's just a protector, it has 2 bolts, and then I'll have easier access to this. And on the other side, before I do that, I'll just pull off the hose here too. I have to unhook the power thing here, because that's sort of attached to on the other side here. It's attached to the bottom of this, which is attached to the carburetor. So I'm going to have to, once I remove this top part, there's a bolt back in there that I have to get at. I'll probably get an okay view of it from the top once this part's removed, enough to get something on it. And I think everything should just pull out after that. Once that comes out, I'll have to remove this plastic thing somehow. I think it just has a couple bolts on the front, and I'll have to unscrew this and pull that out, and then this plastic thing will just come off the front. So that should be that. The other option was unscrewing maybe these 2 bolts, but they're kind of hard to get to, so I'll just unplug it and the whole thing should come up. And I'll figure out what I have to clean of this thing, the choke, once I get it out and start spraying the cleaner in it. These are 7/16 bolts, so it just gives me a little bit more space to work with and a bit more light. Okay, so I'm going to take the starter off to reach that bolt in behind because I can't get to it. So it's these 3 here, and this is going to remove this whole kind of spider web looking bracket from the engine block. This should all come out. And there's 2. Well, this bolt, this sort of silver bracket that this bolt's attaching to, has 2 other bolts too. I think I'm just going to set it aside while I get rid of the bolt. I don't think I'm going to take this off because this probably has enough play to just move it the inch that I need to bring that off from there to get to that, just to get to that 1 bolt inside there. I don't know if you can see it, but it's down in there pretty good, right there. Okay, there's this 1 more bolt in the front here to take out. This one's going to take out all the way. These ones I'm just going to sort of just take out the 1/2 inch there that I need, because there's wires attached to them and things like that, so I don't want to mix things up with the electronics on the side. Okay, that's quite a long bolt that's in there, and it has a washer on it. So now things seem a little looser. In fact, very loose. I can just move this slightly to the side and then get better access to that nut to get the that off the carburetor. I believe that was 1/2 inch. don't know if you can see that now, but I can get in there a lot better. Okay, now that I've loosened this bolt in here, I can actually take it right off, but you can see the carburetor's moving freely. This is off, out of the way. I'll just have to clear this thing down here when I do take it off. But I think everything's unattached that need to take it off. So I'll just continue with that. I'm going to use two hands because I don't want to drop the bolts. But you can see it's quite loose now. Okay, so the carburetor's out. Just going to remove a few things before I start doing the kit here. Came in Amazon there. Actually, no, it didn't come on Amazon. I just bought it on eBay. It was just an old kit, Evinrude kit, from probably the same year as this boat. Anyway, hopefully the gaskets aren't too dried out and stuff, but anyway, it was $10. So, I don't want to spend a lot on this stuff, so I guess I'd like to take a look at the bowl, though. Oh. So it does look like I have to remove this piece here. Okay, that's just the wire holder. Don't know what this is or what it does, but anyway. Oh, it's attached to the spring on the other side. So, I don't want to stretch that out. So we can just loop this around. There we go. Just delicately remove that spring. Don't want to stretch it more than I need to. I think I might be supposed to go over top of that. Like inside there. Anyway. I think that one goes on the motor. Seems to be the right size for that. Oh, that's cool. It's an old cork float. Looks like I got everything in the bag there. There's the needle in the seat. Screens, gaskets. Oh, the screen's a bit bent. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. Take these out. Now hopefully this thing is dirty, because it's not running very well, the motor. And this is usually the first thing to check. It seems like it's not getting enough gas. Okay, so these 4 screws. Put these 2 screws with this guy. Just don't want to lose them. Alright, so that's probably the original float. It's very similar to this one, but most likely the original float from 1974. Everything's pretty, that gasket's toast. It's totally black. And, oh boy. Although the bowl is it's very clean. But it doesn't look like there's been any gas in here. The gas is leaking out the top here because I don't think any gas is getting in here. That's probably my problem. Float is completely dry. So there's obviously a jet that's clogged here somewhere. It's not getting anything in here. It's all just staying at the top. Is that right? Because oh, there's some gas coming out now. Where's it coming? No, it's coming out probably because I opened this and all the things are open now. Okay, so that's that gasket. Man, it's crazy. Is this rubber or cork? That's cork too. Disintegrated, it's little particles. Okay, so I'm just going to go outside and spray this with carb cleaner. So get another piece of cardboard and put that on it and spray it outside. Just going to remove the float. That's interesting. So definitely the needle has to be changed because the little thing is missing. This part is missing off this needle, so that's could be part of the problem. It's just stuck down in there, fell down in there. That's why everything's probably dry. That's good to know. But where did that little spring go is the big question. Hopefully it didn't go, oh, it's sitting in there. Is it sitting down in there? No. So that means it might have gone somewhere else. Anyway, I'm going to give this a good spray and then we'll take a look at it tomorrow to do the rest of this. Okay, so I actually started putting things together here. I cleaned out the carb just with some carb cleaner. I don't think you need this was pretty clean, this carburetor anyway. I think most of my problem was that the float seat, this pin, or the little hook was missing and my needle was sort of stuck inside, yeah, it would stick inside there. So I'm just going to double check this, Let's take this. This is the new pin and float. Don't think it really matters which side the pin is on, but yeah, it just goes in there like that. So if I take this gasket off, this is perfectly level. Don't think there's anything I have to do. If I turn it upside down, well, the pin just drops down. Yeah, and basically be touching the bottom of the bowl once it's down. Just one looser. Yeah, the actual hole on this seems a little tighter. It actually takes some force to move it up and down. If I turn it upside down, it doesn't fall down. Oh yeah, it does. So I got this gasket here. I put my little gasket, cork gasket on there. I'm just going to see what the pieces are here. This is fiber washers. I guess this goes, oh, they must be somewhere inside here. This is this thing. Now how do you get that out? What exactly does it do? Okay. Here, take that off so it doesn't keep falling off. So what should I do with that? Well, I'm not going to put it in, but it looks like this thing you're supposed to pop out somehow and then stick another one in there, but I'm not sure what that does. So I'm just going to leave it. So my other things, I don't know if there's a washer there, can't tell, don't think so. My needle, it's pretty sharp, I don't see any It's not dented or anything, it's sharp. Okay, so let's put this back together. Where does this guy go? Don't know where these other washers go. Just double checking I have everything in there. Is that the new gasket or the old one? I think it's an old one on there. So it gave me two of these. That one looks brand new, but change it anyway. I can see why they, actually I think you're supposed to put Loctite on these. I can see why every time I tighten one down that next one seems kind of loose. So I'll just keep going a little bit more. Do half a turn. That's good. Another half a turn. Oops. 1/4 of a turn. It's slipping off, so I think that's good enough. Okay. That's the old one. Okay. I think that is about it. Looks like my cork thing slipped. I'm going to put this in. It's supposed to. It doesn't seem right to have to put that much pressure in there. It's weird that these things just disintegrate pretty immediately. This cork thing. Alright, well, that's the way it's supposed to do. Oh, hold on, I think there's still another washer in there. That's why. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So, that guy. What I gotta do is just set it on there first. So I'm just gonna put these on the washer for the needle first. Let's do this in the right order. Okay. Do it the right way. There we go. Still going down, down, down. Still going down? Nope. I don't think I have that bolt in far enough for this to touch the back. Maybe that's what that's for, so I can pop that out and see what's going on in there. I think I'll do that, because there might be junk in there. Doesn't seem to be moving at all. And this is loose though. Do anything. What did it do to this thing? Oh. Okay. There's a collar in there. Oh, I see what's going on. So I do have to put pressure on that to bring this up. Okay, it's threaded. Okay, I see. It's actually there's more cleaning to do. I don't know how you would get this out of there. Any case, I'm going to clean on the inside there. Okay, and just put this back in properly. There, yeah, I think it snugs up against the plastic there. Alright, now that spins in. Good. Okay, just gotta put it all the way in. It should be touching soon. This has to be tightened a bit more. I don't know if this is going in or not. It looks like it's moving, but I think it moved faster than that. Oh, there we go. Okay, I just hit the back. So, 1, 2, 3. Alright, hope I didn't dent it. Let's plug. Just going to do these guys one more time. So I don't want to leak. Yeah, I don't want to wreck these screws. screws either. Okay, it looks like all the things. Now I didn't take off this. It looks like there's another one of these for somewhere. Over on this side. So there are cleanouts, but it looks like you really need a special tool for that to pop them out and in again. But I'll keep them. If I have to clean it again, maybe I'll try to see how you knock those out. I guess if there's nothing in there, like make sure there's nothing behind it and just pound one side, it'll flip out, but I just don't feel like doing that. Okay, I'm just going to put this back on. Sort of spring assembly thing. Now, was that attached to there? Can't remember. I think it might have been. Take a look at the boat and see if there's another spot for it. This matters if it goes through the front or back. Okay, spring works again. Okay, time to take it to the boat. Okay, just got this last gasket to replace here. I'm just going to get some of my grease and put those on before I start putting things on. Okay, so I'm just going to wiggle this in here. Oh. You have to wiggle this on there. Once it's around that, yeah, there we go. kind of think this attached to the bottom of this, so I'm going to put it back on there. Oh, I can see why. It's just so you don't pull those wires out. So. So I'll drop it. Let's get the first thread on. Oh. Now it's not because of the starter, it's more because of this thing's in the way. So there we go, I got it started. Alright. Okay, got the gasket on. It's important. Is this the right size one? Oh, that's the other one. 1/2 inch. Yeah. don't know how snug this has to be, but that's pretty snug right there. If my wrench is slipping, then that's a sign that that's good. Okay, so that's back on. So now it's just attaching everything, putting it back in place. Start with that guy. Oops. What part did it fall down too? Oh, it's right there. Oh. See another piece down there. It's a lock for something. Now these are lock nuts on this side. They're all seem to be the same size. What I got, 7/16. I need a Okay, for the starter motor, I'm just going to get this thing back in here. It's a pretty long bolt. Make sure it's lined up. I think once this guy's in, everything kind of holds in place. So